It's actually happening. It actually exists. The return of the comic killing lolly. I thought this day would never come. People kept messaging me saying, hey, Andrew, you excited for season 2 of Saga of Tanya the Evil? And I kept telling people, I'll believe it when I see it. I literally felt like this thing never really existed. It was all a lie, and that eventually it would get canceled or something like that. I mean, the first season was in 2017. The movie was in 2019. They announced season 2 way back in 2021, so it's been 4 years at this point. I literally believe this was like vaporware, that it never existed. But here it is. We have an announcement. We finally have an announcement around Saga of Tanya the Evil, and that is a date. A year, technically. 2026 is when it's coming out, apparently. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's going to be really based on what we see in the trailer, which we're going to check out the trailer in a minute. They did release a trailer. They also released a key art, which looks pretty fire, and that's sort of pun intended. It's a pretty good little art here. I actually really do like this. Just it kind of has that whole like psycho-ness of Tanya's character. Everything's on fire around them. It's sort of like that element of being lost in the chaos kind of thing. I do really love this art. But additionally, they did announce that they are changing the directors. Now, I think a lot of people are probably going to be mixed on this because the director for like everything else, Tanya the Evil, has been the same person. Like first season, the movie, the OVA, I think as well. It's been the same person this entire time, and they're transitioning over to Yamamoto. Now, Yamamoto, I'm pretty positive on personally. And that's because, yes, they've done some work on some shonens like, My Hero Academia, which I think most people are probably going to note because it's very popular. But for me personally, the things that stick out for me is Bungo Stray Dogs. Now, I'd actually have to go look at the actual specific episodes that he's done episode directorial work for, like 1 and 6 and 12 here, and then 5, 9, and 11. Overall, though, these have been some of the best seasons of Bungo Stray Dogs overall. So I would have no doubt that he's worked on one of the episodes that I absolutely love. Now, yes, episode directorial work is different than just like the actual directorial work for the entire project. Either way, that's a good sign. He's also worked on Dead Demons, Dead Destructions, which I really, really loved as well. And this is going to be a sideball for a lot of people, or a curveball for a lot of people. Magical Girl and the Evil Lieutenant. Now, I know a lot of people that love Saga of Tanya the Evil probably have never heard of this anime before. It's a really, really, really good romantic comedy series, and most importantly, the directorial work on this series was phenomenal. Like, they took that source material and made something beautiful out of it, and I give them a lot of credit for that because, unfortunately, rest in peace, the author has passed away. Now, again, for a lot of people not going to know what this show is, just know the directing was chef kiss. So that gives me a lot of hope for this director. That does bump things up quite a bit there. Now, some people argue directorial work for a, action series is different for a series like this. There is some action pieces in here, but it's mostly like some goofy stuff. You're more leaning towards the work for My Hero Academia and Bungo Stray Dogs for Saga of Tanya the Evil specifically. But either way, just know this layout here, that gives me hope. What I've seen him work on, that gives me a lot of hope going forward. But anyways, that all said, let's get back to the full-on news here again. Got a new key art, 2026 date here. Let's check out the PV. Let's see if there's something in here to check out. Hopefully there's no spoilers in here. We'll see. As per usual, I'm going to do a react of it, but I'm going to have it covered up just so they don't get copyright striked, and you'll have no audio, but you'll get my expression, my reaction to it, and my thoughts. So let's just dive right into it. Hype. hype. I actually had to go back and watch the movie because, and that's why I'm late on actually doing this, I never watched the movie. And so I had to go watch the movie and everything. And honestly, after doing a little bit of checking of the first season before going into there to remind myself, my level of hype has come up quite a bit. Like, there's a lot about Saga of Tanya the Evil that I really, really miss. So I'm glad this is happening just because it's kind of re-spurred my love for the series. I really do like Tanya's character. So far, this is all pretty much old footage, which is expected. A lot of series coming back after a long time, they typically do have a lot of old footage. Yeah, I thought that was a new shot there for a second. Yeah, this is mostly half and half the movie and the series. Yeah, it's definitely a movie right there. Really good action scene in the movie. It's the very end of the movie. There's the key art. Very fire. Again, very fire key art. Is that it? Nothing but old footage? No, we still have some time. Please give us something. Okay, this is new. Okay, this is new. Back to the battlefield. That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm pretty sure the whole beginning segment was all old footage. Yeah, this is definitely old. I remember all that. Again, just recently kind of skimmed through a lot of this, so this is all very familiar to me. There's the desert. Yeah, it's... that sucks. I feel bad for, like, massive Tanya fans. And again, I'm getting into there. I'm getting into that fandom again, but... Oh my gosh. Only, like, 26... Only 9 seconds of new footage. I think that's new footage at the end there. At least we got a year right. No, all seriousness. What this tells me right here, my honest opinion after seeing this trailer, it better be fall. I'm just going to say, unless they're holding their cards really well, I'm going to say this better be fall. Fall of 2026 at the earliest. Because this is a similar situation as One Punch Man. When One Punch Man was coming around, what was I telling a lot of people? If this is your trailer 1 month out and you have barely any footage, none of it is moving, that tells me this is a really, really late production. And if, again, unless they're holding their cards, if this is all they have to show in a trailer, not an announcement trailer, mind you, I can see, a couple seconds of new footage for an announcement trailer for an adaptation, but for something that has, been announced 4 years ago at this point, that is finally showing another trailer and giving a date that is 1 year out, to not have that much footage gives me a lot of concern. So again, I'm not doom and glooming it yet, but I will say I hope this is fall. I really do hope this is actually a fall release, because otherwise they're not going to have enough time to cook here. But either way, I'm super excited about it. I've been, again, like I said earlier, I went back and checked out the first season again, and then I went and go watch the movie, and it's kind of re-spurred my hope and hype for this series. I don't remember what exactly hurt my love for the series a long time ago. I think it was really around a lot of the, boardroom talks, but it just kind of clicked this time for me. Honestly, it just kind of clicked for this time. I really do love Tanya's character, the conflict that he has, the massive desire to not acknowledge this god, if it is even a god, the crap that he's put through in order to force him to have to acknowledge this god. I wasn't too keen on having the character come back in the movie itself. I felt like that was a little bit forced, and hopefully they don't keep dragging that up. I really feel like it's going to be like an ongoing rival character. It just rubbed me the wrong way, but I've really enjoyed Tanya's character and sort of the plot lines surrounding him, constantly throwing him into situations. And yes, the constant kind of question mark around the moralities of what they're doing for the sake of, preserving this peace and preserving his life, really, in the end. It's his life. He doesn't care about the peace. He just doesn't want to be bothered. That stuff has been really fantastic. So I'm looking forward to more of it. But yeah, kind of a letdown of a trailer, but it is what it is. But I'll be here for the return of it when it does come back around. So I hope you guys will stick around for that. I'll probably most likely be doing reactions of the series when it does come out. It really just depends on what else will be airing during the same time, but we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content and you want to support Tom more, become a member. Until next time, y'all take care.